All right. So, what inspired you to join Microsoft after Intuit? And since you are in a leadership position, how was your interview experience in terms of how is it different than coming somebody who is in a mid-senior position to an absolute leadership position?
Okay, so so your first question was what was the
Yes.
inspiration going to Microsoft? Obviously, I mean, Microsoft is a good company. It's a good brand, and recruiter explained me about the role, right? So when I was, when they reached me, I didn't even complete 2 years in Intuit. So I was not looking out for change, but when they reached me and the recruiter explained me about the role, it was pretty impressive, right? The domain was impressive, and as you got to know already, right? I want to try different domains every time, right? So domain was very interesting. In terms of leadership also, it was pretty interesting role. In terms of title, in terms of your leveling, everything was good, right? So and there was a lot of opportunity in terms of leadership as well as in your tech, right? And definitely domain was new. So that is what I generally look for, at least, 2 learnings you should have: leadership, domain, and tech. Out of 3, at least 2 should be there. And here I was getting all 3, right? So which was a good thing for me. So that was the inspiration to start giving the interviews. At that time also, I told the recruiter very clearly that it may not work because I'm not looking for a change, right? So it may not work, but let's see how the interviews go and I'll understand more about the role, because for me it's very important what role I'm getting, right? Coming back to your second question, how different it was, right? I think there was not much difference, because everyone wants tech leaders, right? They will ask you a lot of techie things, right? So they'll ask you all the design discussions, different kind of technology, different kind of tech stacks, how you can consolidate them and you can come up with the best design, right? If not best, at least something which you can justify. And it's more about your thought process, to see how much you know about the tech, how much you are aware of the latest technology trends. So interviews are more about those things only.
Okay, got it. Makes sense. And talking about one big elephant in the room, like I personally have been affected a lot mentally by it, that the layoffs happening. For example, at Google, when I read the email from Sundar Pichai that 12,000 folks have been laid off, my heart kind of sank. It was like the reality got hit for the first time, because for me it was my first ever layoff experience where people around me were getting laid off. Let's see how it all goes, right? But obviously there is a mental anxiety during all this, and since you have been in the industry for so long, you have obviously seen a lot of this happening, and recently it happened with all tech giants. So what is your advice to somebody who is going through this, even if they are being laid off or not? Obviously their mental health is being affected. So what is your advice during this time?
Only 2 things. Okay, first is, let's accept. Once we accept the problem, half of the problem is solved, right? And the problem is, yes, times are difficult. We are in uncertain time. There is a lot of anxiety. Not only, the anxiety is at every level, right? It's not that only you are stressed, right? Your managers also would be stressed. Their managers also would be stressed. Not only because they are worried about their job, but also they have to take care of you, people under them, right? They are the leaders. They must be more worried than you because they have to take care of you and other team members in their team, right? So yes, everyone is worried. Economy is not good, right? It's not that people want to do it, right? And that's why they are doing it, or people are enjoying, whoever is taking the decision, they are enjoying it. One thing I can guarantee is that no one is enjoying this phase. No one, not a single person. Whoever is the decision maker, they are the people, I can guarantee you, they must be in the most stressful situation, because they are taking the responsibility. I have read the email which you are talking about, Sundar's email. The first line was, I'm taking the responsibility, right? That's not an easy phase, right? The first thing is, I would say, let's accept that yes, situation is not good. We are in difficult times, and yes, anxiety is all around. That is where we are. Let's accept that and let's think about what next, right? Second thing is, yes, what next? What we can do, right? What is in our control? These layoffs are not in our control, right? We are not decision makers. We can't do anything. What is in our control? Doing the best work of our life, and keep upskilling yourself, right? When we keep talking about upskilling doesn't mean doing any course or reading a lot of material or going through a lot of LinkedIn posts. How you'll upskill? By doing that, and your company is still giving you that opportunity till the time you're not getting that letter, right? Rather than thinking about that, thank for that particular days. Let's say you have 1 month or 2 months or 3 months, you don't know right now, maybe you're not in the list at all, right? So rather than being worried about that, think about, okay, whatever number of days I have, let me do the best work of my life and upskill doing that work.
Right.
Let's say they have given 6 months, that okay, in 6 months they'll conclude the practice of laying off or something, right? Now, one option is that in this 6 months you'll be completely stressed out. Another option is that in 6 months you'll do the best work of your life. After 6 months, two of the one things will happen. One, that you would be laid off. In that case, because you have worked so well in 6 months, you'll be all prepared for your interviews. You won't have to be worried about, right? You're already ready for your new job. Everything is positive, right? Compared to those people who didn't take it positively at that time, who were very stressed, who didn't work at all, they have to start preparing for the interviews now, right? But you're all set. And let's talk about the second option. You're not laid off, right? You're not laid off. When you look back at your last 6 months, you'll again feel proud of you that I have done my best. Maybe you'll get promoted after 6 months. You never know, right? I'm just giving an example. Maybe after 1.5 years, maybe after 2 years, maybe after 3 years. But that effort, everyone is seeing, right? Everyone is seeing when you're performing, right? Someday that will be paid off.
Yep, that's a great positive spin on this, and I think it's perfect to end on this positive note. Thank you so much, Isha, for being with us, and I hope it was useful to our audience as well, and I hope a lot of people were able to get inspiration from her. Isha, would you like to say some last advice to our viewers or parting words, I would say?
No, I would just say, stay positive. Again, I would repeat, these are difficult times. Stay positive, keep learning, keep upskilling, and do the best work of your life. This is, a tagline from Intuit actually. We want to enable, in Intuit we say the leaders should be enabling their team members to do the best work of their lives. So that's what I would say. Let's do the best and let's feel proud in ourselves.
Right, very well said. Thanks a lot, Isha.
Thank you for inviting me. Thanks again, Josh.